what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
We'll try not to like too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls and we are
agree to disagree.
And I was like, okay,
Moving on.
well, make it Bob.
Welcome everybody to Chick Chat. It is finally summertime. But summertime means it is hard for us to find time to get together. Jeanette, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, but you're about to take like a couple weeks off, a month off, something like that. We were trying to schedule and we're all like, oh, well, we're going to be on vacation. Let's do this. Is that what you're doing? Are you vacationing?
Yeah, kind of. Daughter has soccer, of course, and it's taking us out to your part of the world. So we'll be in Seattle for 8 days.
Okay.
We've got to get ready. We've got to do all that good stuff. So it spans over 2 weeks. So taking 2 weeks off.
So are you counting any time in for a vacation out here? Like, are you going to be able to explore it all or what?
We'll do some things. Yeah. She'll have a few off days. The way this tournament works is they'll have like a couple days where they play and then a few days off. So we'll get to do some things.
Has she ever been out here?
No, I haven't either.
Oh, you haven't either. Mm-mm. Well, we welcome you.
Well, thank you.
I will be about 3 hours away.
Yeah, I know.
If you need anything, you let me know.
Oh, I will.
Because I have a car and 3 hours away is way different than, cross country.
Right, yeah.
I can handle that.
Yeah.
Well,
I know
that's awesome. Good luck to her.
Thanks. I know I looked when we got out there and I was like, oh, could we do a live podcast? I was like, oh, it's 3 hours.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool though.
Yeah.
And she's all healed up and she's playing. And so this is going to be good. This is like a club team?
Club team, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, best of luck to her.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're coming into the beautiful time out here.
That's what I hear.
It's gross. It's really bad. Nobody should come here and move here or stay here or anything. It's really bad. It's kind of doom and gloom. But you'll see when you get here.
Yeah, I'll find out for myself.
Yeah, you'll see. No, I'm kidding. This is the best time of the year here. We have sweatshirt summers here. So
nice.
It's pretty fantastic. The sun is shining. It hasn't rained in a while. It's cool in the evenings. It's cool in the mornings. It's nice and sunshine warm. The difference, like sunshine warm versus just can't catch your breath hot, right?
Yeah.
It's just sunshine warm. So it's real good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
We may have to touch base a couple times before I leave because I am the definition of an overpacker. And I've been trying to look at the weather and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to need a long sleeve, a sweatshirt, short sleeves. Like, I have to pack like I'm driving somewhere, realizing that I've got to get on a plane and there are weight limits to things. So,
yeah, well, we are,
we'll figure it out.
Let's see, a high today of 72.
Oh, I love it.
But later this week we'll be in the low 60s. So, as a high. So we're going to have we still got a little bit of spring in us still. So
I love it.
Just
that kind of weather.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Your hair will just be fantastic.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'll bring lots of hair ties.
I love it. Yeah. So anyway, well, great. Well, that's exciting. I can't wait to hear what you think of the area and how it treats you and your daughter and how the tournament goes.
I will. I'll share all that information. Thanks.
Definitely. You have to hit up the big Ferris wheel out on the water.
Oh, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Down on the it's not like the ocean, it's the lake that Seattle's on.
Mm-hmm.
And It's a huge Ferris wheel, enclosed. The
Mhm.
little seats are enclosed because it's that big,
Wow.
but it's gigantic, and it's going to be a beautiful time of year to go because from downtown Seattle you can see Mount Rainier and the Space Needles right there and stuff. So that would be really cool for you to see.
Yeah. I have to add that to the list.
Absolutely. Good. Well, what else is going on? How about the little one? Everything good?
He's good. Starting school in the fall, so he's home for the summer. We just went ahead and
Last,
pulled him out of
like school,
daycare.
school.
School. Yeah. He'll,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, mine's going to be a senior.
Oh, yeah. Mine's a year behind
Yeah.
you. She'll be a junior, but I'm still already like looking 2 years ahead.
Uh, as you should. Yes. Well, great.
How are you dealing with that?
Fine right now. I'm excited for her. She's excited about what comes next. Like every other conversation is college, what comes next, this and that. She's all about it. She's ready.
Okay.
She's excited. I'm excited for her. And today, actually, they had their first, because they're still in school. Yesterday
Oh,
was graduation for the class. So today was a meeting that is for the rising senior class.
hmm.
So that was happening at school today, and she was super pumped about it. So we'll see what they had to say and what's going on. But they just do things a little different out here. Um, I'm adjusting to that. I'm figuring all that out.
Yeah.
There is the the way graduations are done is graduation is like done at a big amphitheater,
Mm-hmm.
and it's multiple schools throughout the day and night,
Mm-hmm.
and then the kids have they don't have graduation parties of their own after graduation. So they have what they call open houses, and they do them all throughout the month. So they arrange it like with their friends so that they don't have it at the same time. And you have your open house, and it's drop in, and you send out invitations to people to come to your open house, and that's your graduation party. But it's not on your graduation day,
It's kind of
because
how
your
they do it here.
graduation is at night. So graduation ended last night at 11 o'clock,
Yeah.
and um, and they do that because after graduation, the seniors who choose to participate, which is a lot of them, but not all of them, you don't have to, it's not required, but the ones who choose to participate, they leave the amphitheater at 11 o'clock and they hop on a bus to go to a secret location and have an all night grad party that's hosted by senior parent boosters.
Okay.
And the parents have been fundraising all year for it. And they raised $50,000, and they have bought the bus to transport them there. They have a secret location every year, so nobody knows where they're going, and like even parents don't know. And they take them there, and you leave, like I said, you get on the bus at graduation. So you take some pictures, then you hop on the bus,
Mm-hmm.
then you drive there. You stay up all night. You get raffle prizes all night long, like things like TVs and shoes
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, like big time stuff that they've fundraised for or been donated with. And then they put you back on the bus and at like 5:30 in the morning and have you home before, like basically before work hours is what they kind of say, because some people either go to work, or some of the community colleges where kids are getting like associate's degrees and stuff are still in place, so they bring them back so everybody's back for school time. So anyway, it's kind of crazy. I don't know,
Yeah. And
and you find out afterwards like where they went, but Yeah.
That
So
sounds fun.
we've gone to a couple of open houses over the past week or so, and then we have some more that will be happening over the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
People spread them out for a whole month.
I don't know about the parties. Well, like at my daughter's school, they kind of do the same thing, but with the parties, her school, they actually do their graduation at school, but like all the other schools around the area, they all they have their graduation on the same day at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
They have their 2 hour slot, and then it's like,
Yep.
roll them in, roll them out. So everyone's graduating on the same day at the same location. So I'm not sure what they do about afterwards. I have never heard about a senior like thing like that. So that's pretty cool. But I think they all have like their parties the following day, because you could have like you're graduating that morning, but maybe you have a relative who's graduating in the afternoon. So like all the parties
Right.
are on like after graduation day. They happen throughout the month, like you said. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's kind of nice because then everybody gets to go to everybody's party.
Yeah.
You know? And we were talking about it because my daughter was like, "Well, why is this weird to you?" And I was like, "Well, it's not weird." I was like, "I think it's great." Like, because I was kind of like, "I don't understand." I said, "This is all crazy." She's like, "Why?" I said, "It's not." I said, "I think it's great because when I graduated, I just remember, I graduated at like 10 a.m. or something on a Saturday, at my high school on the football field. It was great. It was perfect. Then you stood around, you took pictures out there with your friends, you did all that stuff. And then everybody left and went to like your own house because you had your family in town or grandparents over or whatever. And I think my mom, like, we had like barbecue or something, like it was,
Yeah.
we had that. And then that night I got to go like hang out with friends.
Yeah. That's
But
how mine was.
that was just friends going out. It wasn't like
Oh, okay.
a parent's party or something. You know what I'm saying? And so this time with This Way, I think it's kind of nice that you get to go to your friend's celebration.
Yeah.
And and like all the parents kind of all talk, like friends' parents all talk to each other and say, okay, so if you're having yours on Sunday the 23rd, in the afternoon, maybe I'll have mine on Sunday in the evening, or I'll have mine Saturday morning or something. That way friends don't even overlap.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I don't
my
know, it's kind
experience
of
was
nice.
similar to yours. Like we graduated on a Saturday in our high
Yeah.
school gym. We
Yeah.
went home afterwards, but then that night, like if I remember, like we had there was like one huge party where like all the seniors were invited to come to like a friend's house who had a bunch of land and could just host everybody outside. And
Right.
but then you might have like little spots of little get-togethers here and there throughout the rest of the week
Sure.
before people started like heading off to do summer jobs or leaving for
Yeah.
college or vacation. So yeah, mine is
Well,
the
and
same.
like that sort of party, that grad night party that everybody goes to, right?
Yeah,
It's never it's a party of like getting together with people, right?
Yeah.
It's never a celebration of one person.
right.
Right.
This is our senior grad party.
This is just a big party, right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome, But I love this idea of being able to go to your best friend's family party
Yeah.
or something, right?
Yeah.
And then them come to yours, and
Yeah, that's
get
how
to
they
go
do it
and
here
like,
too. In my area of North Carolina, they do it that way.
yeah,
Like my daughter got
I love
several
that.
invitations to senior friends parties, and yeah, it was like one had it this weekend or this day, and the other had
Yeah,
it last weekend. Like it was the same thing last year. Like we'd get spot parties so that they could all go to each
I
other's
love that.
parties. Yeah,
I think that's so nice. Like that's just a really good thing to do. I don't know.
yeah.
So it's been cool. We're excited. Senior year is coming. It's a big deal. She gets the wider parking
All
space.
right.
Big deal. It's a big deal at the school. Wider parking space, gets she's excited about her schedule next year. She's got like classes that she's pumped about. We've done a couple college tours. We're good. We are ready. Talk to me in 6 months, but we're good right now.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see. Anywho, that's our life catch up. It is, like I said, summertime. It's a rough time. You know, we're coming into the rough season for television entertainment, as we often discuss. Everything goes on hiatus. Nothing really happens except for Big Brother, which we always have high hopes for. Sometimes we're disappointed, but we shall see. I did see a promo for it the other day on like social media. I'm not sure all the details, but I do know Big Brother's coming back, so we will keep an eye out for that. But I just have one topic today. It's not going to be a long show. We're gonna keep everybody's attention pretty easily here. I just want to recap something with you because I think that it's important, because it's something we have talked about for a while that we've needed. I want to recap Vanderpump and The Valley.
Okay.
Did you watch both?
I did.
Okay. So Vanderpump Rules we have discussed before. We have been through the shenanigans. We have discussed Tom and Ariana. We have been up and down this, right? This was a different kind of season, and we'll do a quick recap, but I really want to talk about The Valley, which is the newest show from the Vanderpump family, if you will say, but oddly enough, from the mind of Jax Taylor.
He finally got his own show.
He did, and he might have already blown it all. So we will see. Okay. First of all, let's just briefly touch on Vanderpump Rules. Vanderpump Rules, this is the season coming back after all the hoopla, right? Mm-hmm. We still don't have a sandwich shop open. Ariana and Tom are still living together, not speaking. Tom Schwartz has bleached his hair. Katie likes girls. And dare I say, James and Lala are like the two most stable people that I've ever seen on the show.
Yeah.
Give me your quick elevator pitch about your feeling watching this season. What's your feeling now, having seen the whole thing? Did you watch the reunions too?
I did, yeah.
Okay. What's your feelings now, currently, on Tom and Ariana? Go.
I feel like my feelings on either one of them haven't changed. I am still 100% Team Ariana, but I also don't understand. Like, Tom just gives me some just weird off vibes. More so in the recent years than maybe after we found out everything that he always has, but it's just even more like I don't get the obsession that Lisa Vanderpump and these producers have with Tom. Like, if he wasn't on there, the show would be nothing. And I don't think that's true, but they can keep trying to force this narrative of Tom's this and Tom's that. And I get maybe Lisa has an interest in it because she's made him a partner in her a minority partner in one of her businesses, but a partner nonetheless.
Sure.
His success is tied to her success. The way people view him is tied directly to her because of that, especially with his name on Tom. But I also feel that it was kind of cruel, being that it was done 3 months after they had found out everything, to just kind of like, it was a weird season that was uncomfortable to watch in many ways. It was
absolutely.
It was very uncomfortable to watch.
That.
It was like,
yeah,
I was being forced to watch them put Ariana through hell again. Like, I don't know many people who've been in a 10-year relationship and then everybody just try to force you to get over it and be their friend 3 months later. especially in the way
Right.
that their relationship blew up. It wasn't like a gradual, like, oh, we've been separated for a year and then we finally just decided to part ways. It wasn't, it was like abrupt. It was like an abrupt end.
Sure.
And then, oh, by the way, let's pick up the cameras and react. And I want you to forgive him now. Go. We need to have this
Right.
conversation on TV. Go. Like, I completely now, like, even in the moment when Ariana walked away from him at the end of the last show,
Yeah.
I was like, good. I do not need to see another Tom crying, even though it was forced on us on the reunion. They gave him his moment finally, but it was just uncomfortable to watch the way people, especially Sheena, and I think Lala, who it just didn't feel, it didn't feel real, especially from Lala, because Lala has never liked him. I get Sheena because Sheena's always been someone who I feel like she can't stand people being mad at her.
Yeah.
She just comes off as that type of person where I want everyone in the room to have good feelings about me. I can't not talk to someone. But to then go to the person who he hurt and be like, I want you to understand why I want a relationship. We don't need to. And I think that's what people didn't understand is Ariana wasn't saying, I don't ever want you to talk to Tom again. It was just, if you're going to talk to Tom, I'm going to have to pick and choose what I share with you because I don't want him involved in my life. I don't want my life shared with him. And I don't want you bringing back to me things that you have discussed with him and shared with him and he shared with you. Like, I am cutting him out of my life. Even if I don't cut you out of it, I'm going to pick and choose what I share. I'm going to pick and choose where I go. And I'm not the person to share your feelings with on how this is just, this is bothering me not being his friend. Like, I don't care. Like, be his friend, but don't share those feelings with me. I'm not going to validate it for you.
Well, I agree to a point. Like I mean, I'm in the same boat. Like I'm Team Ariana, and Tom gives me the willies just because he's just personality wise. Like, but I've always felt that way about him prior to all this going down. Like he's just always weird. I never quite understood them together anyway. But
yeah,
the things that I kind of like felt uncomfortable watching this season were, like they do have Ariana saying, if you're going to be friends with Tom, I will not be friends with you.
True. Yes.
And I mean, in that, I do think she should have worded it differently.
Yeah. I mean, she was mad at the time. It was fresh.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I get her angle that she was trying to take. And I think we all understood what she was trying to say. But unfortunately, she said it on camera and it was caught. And then people were able to take it and run with it. Right. And so I wish she would have been able to better vocalize to people earlier on something about, hey, look, just basically what you just said, right? Like, hey, I'm fine, be friends with him, fine. But don't expect me to, be the same around you, sharing the same stuff or doing this stuff because I don't want that part of my life getting to him.
Yeah.
So that, I get that. I wish that could have been conveyed a little bit clearer and a little bit earlier. I also feel like there were some times that Ariana expected, and again, I know she's so hurt, so you kind of give her a pass, right? I feel like there were some times that I feel like she showed up, she put herself in the situation, whether she was there because they told her she had to because they were filming or not, she agreed to be on the show. So therefore you know what you're getting into, but she's there and she's in the situation, but she's almost berating Tom for being there as well. When it's like, well, but he has to be here too because he's on the show.
Yeah.
He's on the show too. And you knew that when you agreed to be on the show. And by the way, you're still living in the same house as him.
Yeah.
And I get the whole, there's legal, I paid this, you paid that, I did this, I did that. But, there is just that spiteful bitch in me that if this was me, you couldn't make me stay in that house.
Yeah, and I think there are
Even
things.
if you get it. Like, I get that there's custody of things, if you will. But if I am as bitter and mean and upset as she is about all of this, as she should be,
Mm-hmm.
I am out the damn door. And I am making a statement about it. I am on my legal team's ass every day saying this property, this or this, that, or whatnot, but I'm not going to see him face to face,
Yeah.
and or kick his butt out, right?
That's what I think. What that bothered me a lot about some of the conversations she had with her friends, like the girls, is because they always expected her to be the one. When I was like, why isn't anybody on Tom about why hasn't he moved out?
Sure.
I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Or
didn't hear anybody
wasn't
say to
that ever
Tom,
said?
I don't know
Why
why
wasn't
no
that
one
ever
ever
said?
said, Tom, why don't you just move? Why don't you be the bigger person? You're the one who blew up this relationship. You should move and give her space. It was always put on Ariana to do, which I
But I
felt was
think it was.
unfair.
But I think there are some, because they weren't married.
And they're both
It's
on the
basically,
yeah.
yep. It's basically, it's like 50-50 in there.
Who abandoned the
Like,
home? Yeah.
yeah. How can you tell somebody that's like equal partner almost to get out, right?
Yeah, and I think they both probably thought, like, with every opportunity that they were getting, like she was going to be in New York a lot, and he
Right.
was filming that other show. Like,
And he
we'll
was
be there,
traveling
but we
for
won't
gigs.
be like in the house for long periods of time together. Like,
Right.
I feel like maybe that was one of those. But yeah, it bothered me, regardless of the reasons why they didn't move. And I'm sure there were reasons because
Yeah.
no one stays in that situation willingly. But I'm
Absolutely.
sure they did both counseled their like talk to their lawyers
Yes.
about. I'm sure she didn't stay there just like willingly to be upset even more, but it just bothered me that everybody asked her why she didn't move and no one asked him the same question. Like, man, even Schwartz, like, man, just get out of there. Leave her alone. Give her the house. Be the bigger person. Like, you go find an Airbnb to live in. You go find it. You come stay with me in my apartment. I've got an extra bedroom. Like, why is it always on her? He's the one who did this thing, but then everyone wants to turn to her and say, but why aren't you doing this? And I thought that was just
Yeah.
a little, it was a
Yeah.
lot.
And I agree about that with the house, um, and if I'm playing devil's advocate on the like stuff, there were times that I feel like Tom did have his tail between his legs a little bit when they were somewhere, right? Whether it was for the cameras or not, who freaking cares? You're all on a TV show. Like, all of you are.
Yeah.
Right? And, he never tried to like force a situation of putting Ariana like, hey, Ariana, let's go over here and have a sit down chat. He never did that because she wouldn't do it either.
Right. But to her point, he could like, I think she wanted him to do something privately. And then, like,
But
even in the
she
reunion, she
admitted
was
that
saying,
she admitted she didn't even want him to approach her.
right. Whether it
like,
was what she said, read a letter. But I think that had
right.
he made attempts privately, maybe by the time they got to filming the show, maybe by the time they got to the reunion, she could have been at the point where she's like, he has tried to reach out to me. I was never ready. But the fact that he tried to do it privately, outside of the cameras filming us, I'm ready to hear what he has to say, but it's going to be, you know what I mean? Like, but I think her point was,
yeah,
not once in the 3 months since they put the cameras down and then picked them back up, did he try to send her a text message, try to talk to her through Anne, try to write her a letter, slip a note under her bedroom door. He did nothing. And then when the cameras picked up, he wanted to have his moment where he was like, I want to apologize to you. That was her issue. Like, if it was,
sure.
if it was real, it should have happened when nobody was around
Right.
versus getting all of our friends involved and then America involved or whoever's watching it and saying,
Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't think either one of them had a say in that, though.
true, but they also don't have a say in whether he puts a note under her door like, Ariana, I'm really sorry.
Right,
I screwed
right.
up. Like,
Right.
I'll give you space. I'm not going to leave. I can't leave permanently, whatever, but I'll leave for a few days. Like, I'll find somewhere else to
Right,
stay.
yeah.
Like, just, I'm sorry. Like, when you're ready, I want to talk. When and keep trying.
Right.
Like, don't just give up. Like, I don't care if she tells you
Right.
stop writing me notes. Continue to do it so that she knows it's genuine. I think the fact that he wouldn't do that without the cameras made her feel like anything you have to say is calculated. You've already rehearsed this and it's for your benefit. It's to make people feel differently about you. It's not it has nothing to do with me and how you treated me.
Well, tell me this. Again, I love playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
How, I'm truly asking, there's no right or wrong answer here. But at what point can we, hear what some of these other people were saying, like Lala or Sheena or, Ariana and Tom previously with Kristen or Jax or anybody?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, somebody cheated on somebody else
Mm-hmm.
and they broke up. Okay. Like, this is not the first time. Yes, there were different circumstances, but there has been different circumstances on every single person, right?
Yeah.
Jax cheated on Stassi. Kristen cheated on Tom with Jax. With you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a friend group,
Mm-hmm.
inner circles. That was in their living room while Tom was asleep in the next room.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do we kind of say, hey, okay, look, like, nobody's asking you to forgive him. Nobody's asking you to be friends. Nobody's saying, that he's right or you're wrong or he's wrong, you're right. No, whatever. But can we just acknowledge that, like, you're not the first person for this to happen to?
I think the difference is, yes, they have all cheated, but Tom was in a full-on other relationship. Like, it was a relationship where he was taking her home for Christmas to meet his family. He was in this relationship for 7 months, unbeknownst to Ariana. Meanwhile, she's freezing eggs and he's allowing her to do it. He's going to the fertility clinic to get his sperm count checked. Like, he's pulling the wool over her eyes. He's living
Sure.
2 different lives.
Absolutely.
Even Lala, when she was with Randall, like, it was difficult to watch her this first 2 seasons because all she referred to was my man because
My man.
she made people
Yeah.
sign an NDA. And James was like, I'm not signing a freaking NDA. Like, I'm on a reality
Right.
show. That's ridiculous. And she even made the statement, like, if you're friends with him, you can't be friends with me. So Ariana's not the first one to do it. And I get Lala had a
Right.
kid in custody battle and all that other things, but still,
Right.
she can't then throw stones at Ariana and say, well, you shouldn't have done that because you've done it too.
Sure.
But I think that
And
was
she admitted
that was
it.
the difference. Yeah, I think the difference is if it had been Tom cheated with Raquel, it happened one time, it happened a couple times, like the Jax and Kristen, yes, they cheated, but they weren't carrying on a relationship behind everybody's backs. It was hookups. Like, was it wrong? Yes, it's in no way better. And even Kristen said it was nothing. Like, Tom brought Raquel around them. He continued to bring Raquel around him. He continued to push Raquel, like planning things for her birthday, buying birthday presents with Ariana present. To me, you were causing emotional distress. Like, you knew when this thing blew up, it was going to be huge.
Right.
Because instead of just breaking up with me and then I find out a few months later that you're in a relationship with Raquel, okay, like, yeah, I'm hurt. But you were in a full-on relationship with this woman for 7 months. She went home to meet your family, which means when I've been around your family, your whole family
Right.
knew I look like an idiot because I'm
Right.
here talking with them, celebrating with them, and your mom and your whole family knows that, oh, poor Ariana, he's actually dating somebody else. She's met your friends, been to your hometown. Like,
Right.
that's the difference to me is the other things, yes, they were cheated on. He led 2 different lives, and people around her knew it and kept his secret for him. And so she just feels like these aren't her friends.
Yeah.
It's, it's nothing. It's something that she
Yeah.
finds difficult to get past because at any point in time, Joe, even you were at my house for Thanksgiving. You knew this was going on.
Right.
If you didn't know to what extent, you knew something was going on.
Right.
Like, nobody pulled me aside and said, hey, something's up, until Allie said something.
Right.
And then Allie was like, this just looks weird to me. Like, maybe this is how your friend group rolls, but my friends don't roll like that. But if y'all are cool with it, then it took Allie, an outsider, to say, y'all don't think this is weird? Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's, yeah. And I think, unfortunately, everybody that's in those, that's ever had like in that group, in that friend circle, right, that's ever been cheated on is going, hello, it sucked for me too.
Yeah.
Right? Because at that time, it does suck for them. Like, it's the worst thing in the world to them when it's happening to them, right? So it's like different for everybody at that time. What do you think happens now? What do you think about the ending? Are they coming back? Are they taking a break? Are they?
Well, I heard Philly was on hiatus, but
should they come back? How about that?
Listen, to me, if you ended it the way they ended it with the flashbacks to when they were younger to now, Ariana walking away, to me, and the producer saying, that's it, that's the end, it needs to end. Like, these people are full-on adults in their 30s and 40s with
40s
with
even,
careers beyond working at SUR, which is how this all started.
Like none of them work at SUR.
Nobody. We don't even see SUR anymore. It's closed, right? But we don't see, or is it Pump that's closed? Pump is closed. Like, we don't even see them going to the restaurant unless they're meeting Lisa for a tea or something.
Well, they go to Tom
or Tom, yeah. But
whatever.
I think it needs to end. She's got several new restaurants with new people. Like, or if it's not going to
continue,
if it continues,
continue this, they need a new batch.
They need a new batch, or they need to allow the 2 different friend groups to go. Like, let's bring back Dana so that she's friends with Katie and Ariana. And by the way, the restaurant's open now. Let's spend some time there outside of the just spending time at Tom Tom. Like, if it's going to continue to be the Tom Sandoval show, I'm not interested. If Sheena's going to keep walking around saying, but what about me? Like, I mean, I thought that was the most ridiculous part of this whole season when she said, when is it ever just going to be about me? And I'm like, girl, who you call your best friend in life, like ever, got cheated on, and you're crying because she was the one asked to be on Dancing with the Stars instead of you. Like, you look ridiculous.
She's probably super embarrassed that they brought that on the show.
Oh my gosh. Like, and now if she gets on it, I would feel like it was pity. Like, I'm a pity cast now because I talked about it so much that they were just like, fine, Sheena, you can come on the show.
I was about to say, if they invited me after that, I'd be like, sorry, I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
I don't want to. Yeah, I agree. Let's just get a new batch. Let's get a new batch of people, and you can have Tom show up every once in a while, or the Toms at
Tom Tom,
at Tom Tom talking to the new batch of kids, or Lala shows up to do something at a restaurant or whatever.
Exactly. What is Lala doing? Nothing.
I don't know. I have no idea. But whatever, they can tie in these people, but otherwise.
Yeah, have somebody go get a sandwich at something about her. I don't know.
Exactly. The sandwich shop is officially open now, so they can have these tie-ins to them. But you know what? You guys need to focus on these things that are going to get you further and further in life than Vanderpump Rules. You need to focus on your sandwich shop. You need to focus on your bar. You need to focus on whatever else, like do these things.
Yeah, I just feel like they're grasping for storylines now. Like I'm happy for Lala and her new baby, but that whole let's pick my baby daddy situation was just weird.
Well, this brings me to the fact that I believe whether it's next season or another one, maybe two, I believe we will see Lala and Sheena and Brock in the Valley.
Okay.
I think we'll see them transfer over.
Oh, Janet will have a breakdown. Because Lala's not going to put up with her mean girl.
Well, let's just get into that. Let's discuss the Valley. Okay, the Valley we will touch on real quick. This is what we have been talking about and waiting for. This is more realistic.
Mm-hmm. For 40-year-olds.
Yeah, if you can call, West Hollywood and the Valley or whatever realistic life, I guess. But this is where we have been at least talking about, like, hey, look, let's not watch 40-year-olds work at SUR. Let's watch 40-year-olds doing what they do in real life, which is they are married or they're having kids. They're struggling with that type of stuff.
And grabbing dinner at SUR.
Right, exactly. So I do think it was, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the Valley.
Yeah.
I liked it in the sense that I liked that it was fresh people for the most part. The drama is still there. So of course that sucks you in, right?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the people I thought at the beginning that I was going to like, I ended up hating. And the people that I ended up thinking at first that I was going to hate, I ended up liking.
I think this was just I enjoyed it as well. I watched every week.
Yeah.
But I think this was just a weird first season. Like, I don't know if Michelle.
Well, because a lot went down. I don't think they realized what was going to be the backlash after
just
being on TV.
Brittany's whole face, the complications from her surgery and her mouth. I couldn't ever watch her talk without focusing on that. But she's sweet, so I try to get over it. But I
can't deal with Brittany. I can't anymore.
I'm convinced Michelle only got on the show because of her husband, Jesse, because my goodness, was she hard to watch.
She is as dull as a bag of rocks. Oh my gosh,
the way she talks, just everything she says, I'm like, there's no way someone cast you individually and said, you know what, she's reality TV gold. She is tough to watch.
Okay, so what is the guy's name that is the child star? Danny and his wife, Miss USA or whatever.
Nia.
Yeah.
Nia.
Yeah.
I love them.
Love them. But, we also saw some real stuff out of them too. Like Miss USA struggles with depression and, a former child star is now a stay-at-home struggling dad, essentially, that's having to, I thought there at the end of the season, that he kind of, when he had his little emotional breakdown, I'm glad he did because he put it in a really good way, is he was telling her, it's a lot on me because I don't want it to be a lot on you because I know you're struggling. So I'm trying to help you, but therefore it's now a lot on me.
Now I'm struggling.
Struggling, but I don't want it to come back on you. So I don't tell you I'm struggling. And that's real shit right there. That's what parents do. That's what husbands and wives do, right? You try not to put something on the other one, but then you end up taking it on yourself. And then that ends up you taking it out on the other person later. Right. And it's just, that was real at least. So I was glad to see that. Jax opened up a bar, which I don't know if you've seen the news, is apparently horrible.
Yeah, I heard it today that it wasn't going well.
Yeah, he's gotten like really, really bad reviews. Really, really bad like Yelp and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know what it's like, but apparently it's bad. But then there's Janet and Janet's husband.
Right? So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, Janet's husband is Jason.
Jason, yeah.
Jason and Janet. Um, Janet's just a pot stirrer, right? I feel like she starts a lot of drama on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah, she does.
But Janet's really tight with the Vanderpump kids.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting to see now that they have a baby, things are going to change. Jason's just there to like, be Janet's husband. And then of course Kristen Doty is there, who I personally cannot stand. I can't deal with Kristen.
Yeah.
I can't do
I've
it.
never really
I do
liked
think
her on the
Kristen
show.
starts trouble. I also think Kristen has unrealistic expectations. I think Kristen's silly for bringing up this whole gonna have babies and a husband and all this stuff, and it happens with every boyfriend or whatever. I don't know. What's your thoughts on Kristen?
So I've never really been a huge fan. I did think like I see growth in her from her Vanderpump days. So I'll give her that. I do also think she is a very easy target for people. We've always known that, listen, even I know from not knowing her personally, but looking at the show over the Vanderpump show over the 8 years or so that she was on it. If you don't want people to know something, you don't tell Kristen, right? So the fact that these people continue to share things with her and then are shocked and surprised when it comes out in conversation is just like ridiculous to me.
Well, and
because I believe Kristen 100% of the time.
Yeah, and I think that they even know that, though. They've said that all along. And I think, unfortunately, this season, there were things that they didn't even think they had said to Kristen that were being brought up. You know?
Wait a minute.
They were like, we don't talk to Kristen about stuff, and she's still talking to stuff. So that's where I was like, okay, this is typical Kristen. I don't know. So I'm not a fan of hers. I don't like Luke, her man, whoever he is.
Something's off about him too. I can't put my finger on it, but there is something that I'm just like,
yeah,
he's a little odd.
And I don't care for him. I think there's going to be, I really want another season in the Valley.
Yeah.
Because I need to see like this was sort of the whole, they're going to have to redo the whole opening credits, right? Because it's all of them like taking out the trash and setting up in their yard, doing yard work and all that stuff. And now they're all like getting divorced. So it's going to be completely different. But I want to see the real side of that end of it. Janet has a baby. Kristen and Luke are not pregnant and are not married now or yet, still. And then Jax and Brittany breaking up or separated. Jax's bar failing. An entrepreneur.
Jax has a girlfriend.
Yeah. Brittany's making out with people apparently. But, even if we were to take the high road of this and take the like Vanderpump drama out of it, Jax is an entrepreneur whose business is struggling. That's real deal, right? That's hard.
Right.
Couples going through struggles, in marriage, that's real. New moms battling depression, That's real deals. Trying to buy a new house because you're busting the seams out of your apartment you live in and stuff. Those things are real things that people our age and, new families and stuff are all deal with. And so it's a little bit
Yeah.
more refreshing to watch. It's just a little more fun because they have the real drama thrown in on top.
Can I tell you that I love Jasmine? Like,
Oh,
she's the one
yes.
like bridge person that I'm like, she's going to tell exactly what she feels, and she's not going to say one thing to one person who's her friend,
Right.
just because they're mad at another person. Like, even when she told Janet, like, he's my friend too, and I upset with you for putting me
Or
in this
making me
position
choose.
to choose a side,
Yep.
and I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
Like, you're my friend. And then Janet was appalled, like, I can't believe she spoke to me that
Yeah.
way. But I was so proud. She was like, I'm not just going to get on the I hate Zach train because you're on that train.
Absolutely.
He's my friend. And she said it to her husband too, like, I'm not blindly just going to follow you guys because do I agree with what he did? No, but he is my friend, and I'm not going to drop him because you're mad at him. Like,
nope. I
love Jasmine.
I love her, and I love,
I like Zach's messy butt too.
I do like Zach to an extent. I think Zach is a little over the top on some of the things. Like he's loving that, but we'll see. It's just starting. It's just beginning. We don't know what's going to happen in this downtime of filming, but there's a lot of stuff happening in their real lives, and I'm here for it.
What do you feel about them not having a reunion?
I'm okay with that for first season.
Okay.
I'm okay with that for a first season. And I think prove yourselves a little bit more. Let's give us a little bit more. Prove that you're serious about this. You guys will come back and give another season. And if that's the case, then okay. And I'm okay with that. But I think they all need to focus on their real lives right now instead of a reunion anyway, because they all got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So
agree.
I think it's a positive step for Bravo. I think that's a good thing to have that type of show on there. I think Vanderpump needs to relax and take a little siesta. I think Valley could step up a little bit, fill in some space. And then maybe Lisa's going to sit back and count her money anyway. It's fine. She'll be fine. And everybody's going to be fine with the stuff. They're still going to have their money. They're still going to have their appearances. They're still going to have their following. They're still going to be influencers. No big deal. And they're going to get spinoff shows. Whatever. I wouldn't doubt seeing an Ariana spinoff or a Tom and Tom spinoff or whatever. But we will have to keep our eyes on it. We will be anxiously awaiting some dates because I'd like to know if they're gonna follow up on it. And that was really all I wanted to chat about today, was to really just say that I'm here for some realness finally coming out, finally being shown, finally touching on people my own age. Some of them had some little salt and pepper hair, and I'm here for it. So, let's get back to our summer lives, get back to some sunshine out here. I mean, rain out here. Lots of rain.
It's dark and gray.
Nobody move here. Nobody move here. It's just dark and gloomy. Good luck on your soccer tournament. Good luck to your daughter and safe travels.
Thank you.
Shoot me a text when you're out here and let's talk in real time,
Yes.
And then maybe next month we can squeeze in some time to, talk from like the beach or something outside or something to enjoy the sunshine. But
yes.
Well, happy summer, Jeanette. And
thank you.
Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hopefully you are enjoying Vanderpump and The Valley. If you haven't seen it, don't worry, they're playing it all the time on Bravo. Go check it out. You'll see it. And check us out on Instagram and on themesh.tv and all the other shows that The Mesh has to offer. We are happy to have you guys here every month whenever we're recording. And let us know if you have any ideas of things that you'd like us to talk about. We'll watch whatever you want us to watch. We'll talk about it afterwards. Take care. We'll catch you on the flip side.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.